You're listening to Season 8 of the award-winning Home Ed Matters podcast. Brought to you from the West Midlands in the UK.
We're just a regular family of 5 on a home education journey, and we want to share our journey with you and encourage you on yours.
So thanks for joining us, and here's this week's episode.
Well, hello. We said that at the same time.
Yeah,
Welcome to
Home Ed Matters.
Season 8.
Episode 1.
Episode 1. So, first episode of a new season.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a summer break
We have.
from podcasting. Although, actually, our last episode was only in July, so only about a month.
Yeah.
Busy few weeks, though, always.
Yes, it has been. It has been.
And how have you enjoyed getting back into learning?
A lot. It's nice to have structure again. Oh, but Daddy, you forgot to say your name.
Yeah, I'm Luke.
And I'm Eden.
And welcome back to the show if you're coming back, or just a regular welcome.
Yes.
Oh, lots to talk about today.
We have.
Shall we start the first half? Shall we talk about what's new and what's different
Okie dokie.
for this year of learning? And then the
Yeah.
second half, we can talk about some places we've been recently and a game that we were gifted that we, for a bit of a review. But it fits so well with our learning. So we'll talk about that.
Brilliant. Okay.
Right. What's new this year?
Learning.
So,
well,
which year have you gone into?
Year 7.
So that's secondary, is it?
Yeah, it is.
And then what year's Asher in?
He's in year 5.
And what year's Mirabelle in?
Reception.
Yeah, so we've got somebody just starting their first year of primary and somebody starting their first year of secondary.
Yeah, which is like, wow, how
Big
did I
spread.
get here?
I know, yeah. So what are you doing differently this year then?
Well, I'm going to have more books to do because I've got a creative writing course that's starting quite soon actually. Right now it's kind of like our old learning because I've got the same amount of work roughly as Asher. But in September I'll have like more work to do because of my creative writing course.
And you had a bit of a taster. So this course, it's for Charlotte Mason students, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And is it just in the UK?
No, it's in America as well.
Okay, so you're in like a virtual group, and how does the mechanics work a bit?
So you go onto their website, and then you go onto the live lesson, and then there's like different, and then like at the side of that, because you've got like a homepage of it, and then on the side of the homepage there's like week 1, week 2, week 3, and there's like on those bits there's like your homework for that week and stuff, and like that week's slides.
Yeah, and you get to listen in.
Yeah.
So you did a short kind of like taster course for how long over the summer?
6 weeks, though it went really fast.
Yeah, and what was that particularly focused on?
That was focused on like basically the actually writing stories, but the one in September there's going to be loads of different things like script writing and stuff like that.
Yeah, well that's really exciting.
It is.
So that's a step up.
Yeah.
From what you've been doing before.
Because it says 4 to 6 hours of homework each week.
Wow.
But Mummy's scheduled it in.
Yeah, so that's new.
Yeah.
What other things are new this year or this term?
In our learning or just generally?
In our learning.
So we're learning about the World Wars.
Okay, so we've moved into the 20th century.
Yeah, finally, because I've been waiting to learn about the World Wars for since we started.
Because we've gone through sequentially, haven't we?
Yeah.
In time, so we've got to the 20th century, and we're learning about the wars.
Yeah, well, we're mostly World War One this term.
At the moment, yeah, this term.
Yeah.
Sounds okay. Sounds good. What other themes or topics are different this year?
So we're studying anatomy mostly this year, whereas last year it was more zoology.
Okay.
Yeah, and I really enjoy studying anatomy because it's like the study of the human body, and we've got these posters, and we're gonna draw in like a different part of the human body each week, depending on what we're learning about.
So this was a fun thing. So
yeah,
because I was one of our projects over the summer was me decorating and creating a bit of a music studio.
It looks so cool.
I had some lining paper because the walls were in terrible shape. It was one of the last rooms that we haven't redecorated. This is an old care home that we've moved into.
Yes, it's quite a small one though. For a care home,
yeah. But it's means we've got plenty of space for us.
Yes.
But we had lots of spare lining paper. So what did we do with it?
We had to lie on the ground in the garden, and Mummy traced around our bodies, so that they would like each be for us. And it was quite funny because I didn't wiggle, but Asher and Mirabelle did. So Asher ended up with like a really small head and like a wonky shoulder.
Wow! So this is
Mirabelle looked so funny.
This is like taking drawing around your hands to a new level.
Drawing around your whole body lying on paving slabs.
And we have had them up on your doors.
But they keep falling down.
I know. I was thinking we could actually just pin them up.
Yeah.
That's probably what we'll do next.
Because we tried sellotape, didn't work. Tried blue tack, didn't work. Well, actually, it was vice versa, but yeah.
So there's some bits you've already coloured in.
Yeah, so like our teeth and our head and our eyes.
And are they bits that you've studied in anatomy so far?
Yeah, and we studied the brain and the nervous system last week, but we didn't draw it in because like the head is going to look like our normal head, but then the rest of the body is going to look like the insides of our body, which is really cool.
What are some of the books that we've been using to study? Do you know the titles of them or anything?
I know one of them, which is The Way We Work, but I can't remember the titles of the
Yeah, if you're a fan of book stack pictures, you should follow Home Ed Kate and on Instagram, and you will see all of the books that we are using.
Yeah, and you'll also see our last year's book photos, which were very cool.
Yeah, very tall.
I don't know how far you might have to scroll back to see those. So.
Yeah, well, I think we'll save our artist study and composer study for another episode.
Yeah.
But what are some of the things that have stayed the same?
Doing our work like all in the mornings, and in the morning doing our like breakfast playlist, which is like a worship song, and then,
like a hymn of the month.
Yeah. And then a folk song, and then sometimes Mummy adds bits on, depending on what we're learning about. Because we're also learning about the sea this month. This term.
So we've got a fantastic book by Rachel Carson, haven't we?
Yeah, which is The Sea Around Us.
The Sea Around Us. Yeah, she's a very famous environmental writer.
Yeah. And so sometimes Mummy adds on videos about what we're learning about today as well. Most of the time she does, actually.
Yeah, so things that haven't changed are the rhythms of learning.
Yeah.
Because this is our 8th year of home ed.
Yes. Oh, Daddy, I thought of another thing that changed.
Okay, what's that?
Mirabelle not going to nursery anymore, which means we can get our work done faster.
Exactly, yeah. So after a good few years of Mirabelle being in nursery, which she really enjoyed, now she's full-time home editing at home.
Yeah.
You've got more, there's no rush in the mornings. Mummy hasn't got to go and drop her off, which means you can get your work done quicker, or you can all go out and do activities. So, so our rhythms haven't changed. So you've got book work in the mornings, maths and grammar and stuff like that first thing, pre-breakfast. Then over breakfast, you've got your playlists.
Yeah.
And then, so the other thing that hasn't changed is that we're still following a Charlotte Mason approach.
Yeah.
So lots of time outside.
Yes.
Lots of narration, living books, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I really like reading and stuff. I think it's like one of the best things ever, just reading.
So, and what I really like is that you're all studying the same topics together, just at different levels. And so even Belle's studying the First World War. Yeah. Through different really interesting stories like Stubby.
Yeah, so Mummy's got like picture books from Mirabelle and stuff, which they look at together.
But that true story of Stubby.
Yeah.
The dog.
Yeah.
In the First World War.
We actually watched a movie about Stubby. It was really fun. But it was sad when he got hurt.
Well, so and as a result, Belle really wanted to go and see the war graves at our local cemetery. So not so long ago, Belle and I took a walk out and we did a little recording.
I think it was
which
an
is just
hour
here.
ago.
Now I'm here with Mirabelle.
Yeah.
And what are we doing, my love? Where are we?
We're in the cemetery.
But we've come specially to look at what?
The war graves.
The war graves. And this is your idea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because why did you want to come and see them?
Because of the war.
Because you've been reading it in a book.
Yeah.
And here at the cemetery, just not far from our house.
The war grave.
I know. There's lots of. They're a special shape, aren't they? What colour are they?
They're white.
They're sort of white, and they're a particular shape. And are they all from the same war, or are they from different ones?
Different ones.
Can you remember?
There's one at the Disney.
Yeah, was there?
Yeah.
And they're very poignant. This one says "Gone but not forgotten."
I knew I could find somebody who had hung a bird's nest.
Yeah.
Somebody had hung a bird's house up on the tree. And,
Yeah, I've seen those.
yeah, but I can't see them anymore.
No. Now, how many have we found so far?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think we've had 5 so far. There's quite a few around here, aren't there?
Yeah,
They're quite different from the others.
yeah.
Should we keep going? I can see another one over there.
Can we first have a look at that one?
Okay,
That
let's go
little
around there.
grave.
Yeah, it was just today.
Yeah.
Quite poignant seeing the war graves, actually.
Yeah,
They're a
what does
mix
poignant mean
like
again?
a bit sad, moving in a sad
Yeah.
way, sadly moving, I suppose. Most of them died in the actual wartime itself,
Yeah.
but one of them didn't die till 1921,
Yeah, which was 3
which
years
was
after.
3 years after, which makes me think, what's the story there? Do you think
Was he seriously wounded?
he was seriously wounded? Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
counted as a victim of war because he still died young as a result.
Yeah.
Bit sad, really.
Yeah. We also we went down to our local high street on our first day of learning and we did a thing about it there and we could see the wartime graves and because there's all the pals, they'd signed up together, so there was like a whole list of people who had died with the same surname. There was like 6 Cartwrights and stuff.
Yeah, the Pals regiments. So they didn't
Yeah.
do that in later wars because
Like
whole
whole
villages
villages
were
were
wiped
wiped out.
Yeah.
We'd said that
Really
memes
sad.
and Daddy.
Yeah, so there's a really nice heritage trail, isn't it, around our local area?
Yeah, there
so
is.
what's one of the other things that's slightly new this term actually is that we're really making a focus on local history.
Yeah.
And so we did a history of the Black Country, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Before we started our learning, we did a thing about the Black Country, and so now we're like just learning, like we're doing more learning around our local area.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we'll take a quick break and then we're going to come back with some of the projects around the place we've been doing over the summer and then some other places we've gone.
Yep.
Back shortly.
You're listening to the Home in Matters podcast.
Okay,
Hello.
so some of the things we've done what's the same and what's different,
Yeah.
but we've done quite a lot of big projects, not just learning projects,
Yeah.
over the summer, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
In the house and in the garden.
Yeah.
So we mentioned about the music studio, and in fact, just today I recorded September's Hymn of the Month
Yes.
on Ambleside, which is "He Leadeth Me."
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
We were given a greenhouse, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. So we spent a lot of time doing the decking and stuff.
Yeah,
for
so we
it to
actually
go on.
created a really good space for it with
Yeah.
decking. We've put some artificial turf that we'd actually rescued from where we put the decking
Yeah.
beneath the swings, haven't we? So that's
Yes.
a really solid
So now
thing.
we don't have like stinging nettles coming up when it needs a weed.
And our orchard's really clear at the moment,
Yeah.
isn't it? What did we discover at the back coming over the fence?
That there's a plum tree there.
Yeah, the plums are we should pick some more of those plums
Yeah,
actually.
we should actually.
And the apples are looking great on our old apple trees and our new ones.
Yes.
And then just this weekend, you've had a great
Dad,
big
look,
move
there's
around.
loads of,
Yeah, there's
they're all
a
the
little
birds
a little
flying
murmuration
together.
of finches or something.
Yes.
Sparrows.
Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you saying?
You've just had a big project in this very room.
Yes. Moving my room around. I made a sketch of it and everything of how it was supposed to go.
So we've moved all your furniture around. It's lovely and light now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's like more pretty in a way. You know.
So
I've
that's
still got
really
loads
good.
of tidying to do because we had to move all of the stuff out from the things we had to move because it was big, heavy wood. So,
But you've got a lovely view out from your desk now.
Yeah.
So we've had lots of projects on.
Yes. We've also been reading The Hobbit.
We've been reading it's like our summer reading, isn't it?
Yeah, I always insist each summer that Daddy reads The Hobbit.
Yeah.
But there's been a pigeon that's been like spying on us each
Yeah.
time.
Sits
it's my
outside the
story.
window.
Yeah, it sits outside the window, and it's mostly at the time when The Hobbit is. So it's kind of like a spy pigeon just sitting on the electricity line outside my window, just like, ooh, story. But then one night it missed like a crucial part in the story.
So, and over the weekend, we went out on a really fun trip to the sunflower farm.
Yes.
I think actually it's an ice cream farm, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's called like a cow farm or something. Not a cow
Which
farm,
is
sorry.
not a million miles, about half
But
an hour's
yeah.
drive from us in Worcestershire.
Mm-hmm.
But what have they got there?
They've got a maize.
A maize and a sunflower trail.
Yeah.
And we did a recording of the maze.
Yes.
So
we did.
here we are. Right, it's a sunny afternoon. And what are we walking through?
Loads of sweet corn.
It's a maze.
Yeah.
And how long have we been in so far?
I don't know, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind of 15 minutes.
You can see the sweet corn.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you can.
And we're trying to find. We've got things to match up
Yeah.
before we get out, but
And there's also an emergency map.
we're taking it in turns
Choose.
to choose. What's the most interesting thing so far?
Just seeing sweet corn, really.
I know, yeah. Feels like, because it's a type of grass, isn't it? So it feels
Yeah.
like we've like shrunk.
Kind of, yeah, like we're ants now.
I know, right. Well, I can see the Rainbow Bridge,
Except
so I think it's time to make a decision.
yeah.
Right, let's get back to it. Now, satisfyingly,
Yes.
we found everything there, didn't we?
We did. We found everything in the end. That was partly thanks to some very loud people who were shouting, "We found the postal worker!" And so we managed to work out which direction
Well,
it was.
you've got to use all your senses.
Yeah.
And we knew, when we went in, we knew where the sun was
Yeah.
in the sky. So we managed to get round without opening the envelope with the map in.
Yes.
And how long did it take us?
50 minutes.
Yeah, which is how long the guy said it would take us.
Yeah.
'Cause, do you know, we walked 3 miles.
Oh, well, did we?
5K,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. No wonder my legs were aching at the end.
So that was really fun.
Yeah.
And then,
We had family sleepover.
yeah, which is one of our traditions. If you've been listening all year, after New Year last year, we set up a tradition,
Yeah.
which is at the end of each month.
We set up all the beds in the lounge and sleep there and watch an old movie.
Watch a classic movie.
Yeah.
Although this time round we watched a
Inside
newer
Out.
movie. Yeah, Inside Out.
Because you
a
and Mummy
Pixar
have
one.
never seen
You
it
had never
before.
seen it, yeah.
I
Very
don't know
good.
how you've managed to never see it before though, Daddy.
Strange, isn't it?
Yeah, me and Ash have watched it like a gazillion times, and Belle too.
Um,
But
Now-
it's a very good movie.
it is a very good movie. And then we had some really sad news
Yeah.
yesterday. What's the sad news?
Poor Flo.
Our beloved cat passed
Flo.
away.
Yeah,
How old is she?
14. Which I'm
Yeah.
very glad that we managed to get to the vets in time. Because we went to the vets a couple of days ago before she passed away. And the vet said she was 14, which is very good because
Yeah.
we've been thinking she's 12 and a half and 13 for about 5 years.
This is a really good age. And
Yeah.
just what the best thing was that she called you, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
And you managed to call all
Yeah.
of us. And so as she passed away,
Yeah, we were all there
we were
saying
all
how
there
much we
stroking
loved
her and telling her how much we loved her.
Yeah.
She was a truly beloved cat, wasn't she?
Poor Floops. Can't believe she's dead,
I know,
Daddy.
very sad.
Yeah.
Now, last thing we want to talk about
Mm-hmm.
is a fantastic game called
I've forgotten.
History Heroes.
I should have said that. I forgot.
Now, we were gifted this from
Yes,
the
we
people
were.
behind it, and we promised that we would do a review.
Yeah.
And so Mummy's done a review on her Instagram, and then
Yeah.
we also said we would do a review on the podcast. Now, so we did get given this, but we also really like it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Now, the thing with History Heroes is there's a number of different sets. And what
Yeah.
type of game is it? What do you get in it?
So you get like all these cards and
Okay.
stuff, which have like all these different history dates on them. And so we got a World War One, and it had loads of different cards on it that we.
So there's lots of different sets. So we've got the World War One
Yes.
set, and we've also got
the women in
Women
history.
in History set. Really
Yeah.
good. But we've spent because we're learning about World War One at the moment.
We've spent.
We've spent most of the time with World War One.
Yes.
Now, there is a game element to it.
Yeah.
Um,
We've mostly been doing just learning them at the moment.
we've integrated it into our learning, which is a really
Yeah.
good benefit of it. But if you wanted to play the game,
It is really good.
you kind of answer the questions to kind of
Yeah.
win the cards.
Yes.
But how have you been using it so far then?
So we've been using it to how do I say this? Like learn it. like learn all
learn
the
some of the
different-
facts
yeah.
about the era. Yeah, so,
Yes.
so it's been a learning aid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so on the thing, there's like these questions, and there's like green for the easy ones, orange for the hardish ones, and then red for like the really hard ones.
And are they all on the same card?
No, they're on like
different
cards.
cards. So you might have one card that's
Yeah.
red or one card that's orange. Yeah.
Well, no, you would have like one card on it, and there would be like a date or like a thing on it, like the Lusitania ship, for example.
Okay, the sinking of the Lusitania. Yeah.
And then there would be like green, orange, and red questions, and there's 2 of each question. And so the green one might be, I was sank by a German U-boat.
Yeah.
You know, and then it would get harder and harder and harder.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, the fact that you're remembering the sinking of the Lusitania is thanks to History Heroes.
Yeah, and there's also people like T. Lawrence and Winston Churchill. And interestingly, Winston Churchill, he served in like the Navy and stuff.
He was the First Lord of the Admiralty, I think, in the First World War.
Yeah, he was, and I think that was really interesting.
And interestingly, so he felt like he made some bad decisions in the First World War.
Did he?
And so he was determined to make better decisions in the Second World War.
Yeah.
But you'll get to that.
Yeah, and he had parents in Parliament, which probably helped him become the Prime Minister.
Well, that is, there's an interesting thing about privilege there. But so, verdicts on History Heroes?
Very good.
Very good. We continue to use it in our learning.
Yeah.
And we're going to use the other ones. So we would recommend that you go and check them out.
Yes.
Go and check out their website, search for History Heroes. There are all kinds of different packs from different ages, and huge thanks to them for sending that over, offering those to us, and they sent us the ones that really aligned with our learning topics this year, so we were very grateful for that.
Yeah.
But that was a not quite paid promotion, but we were gifted the sets from them.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like a freebie.
we don't have. We've never quite got proper sponsorship of the podcast.
Yeah.
If you want to sponsor this podcast, you're very welcome to get in touch. But we just love making it, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I don't know why we've never been sponsored, Daddy.
Well,
I think people like unsponsored podcasts more because it's really annoying when you hear adverts on podcasts.
Yeah, it is. And we're just making it for the joy of it, aren't we?
Yeah.
We love doing it.
Yes,
so, on that note, thanks so much for listening.
Yes,
Thanks for sticking in. First episode of Season 8.
Season 8.
So, we normally try and make a new episode every few weeks.
Yeah. Every 2 weeks usually.
Normally every couple of weeks, every 2 weeks, but it does go up and down depending how much exciting stuff that we're doing, but we always catch back up.
Yeah. We're already on week 5 of our learning. We should probably have done one a bit sooner, but we've been very busy.
But it has to fit around, it's our
gardening jobs,
our busy lifestyle. Yeah.
Yes.
But thanks so much for sticking with us.
Yes, thank you.
We love hearing from you, so all the details for getting in touch.
Yes, please get in touch.
We'll be following on, and we will see you virtually soon.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Homemade Matters podcast. We love hearing from you, so email us to homemadematters@gmail.com. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Homemade Matters, and visit our website at www.homemadematters.co.uk. If you're enjoying the show, please leave us a review wherever you listen, like Apple Podcasts, Stitcher or Spotify. Thanks for joining us and enjoy your homemade journey this week.
They say absence makes the heart grow fond. Well, I've grown quite fond of you. Some people may think you're strange, but I think I'm strange too. It's raining outside, and it's raining inside too. I wanna go home, place where I'm known, and where I know you. Walk familiar streets.